Okay. Everybody just stop. Hold on, let me explain something first. I understand you may be a little bit confused, but nonetheless, I have the solution. You may think this is another superhero story with all its oh-so unoriginal bullcrap shenanigans, but no, that is not the case. This is far more greater than any superhero story, and no, not just because I'm super biased since I am the creator of it all. Welcome to the world of Xander Evans, a 15-year-old high school student who is extremely awkward, scrawny, weak, and just plain out pathetic. So without further ado, let's begin. So sit down, relax, grab a coffee, or hot cocoa, get comfortable on the toilet, the couch, and be ready to listen up to something new. First off, there's this place called Tech Corp, with 2 C's, which is purposely supposed to be there. Let me think of the reason later. Just know this place has some really bad people who do horrifying things to everyday people without the government even knowing. Yeah, human testing. But hold up. I'm getting way too far ahead of myself, so let's first bring it back to how Xander got there in the first place. Xander tagged along with his father one day to observe his work. Xander's father has worked for Tech Corp nearly 30 years and has been the most intelligent and successful experimenter with different serums that could cure hundreds of illnesses. And there's Xander playing in the background. Well, Xander, being a simple-minded high schooler, got very intrigued by an iron-sealed door which only held one thin-strip window, a handprint scanner, a retinal display searcher, a teeth analyzer, and even a bus scan. I should have left that part out. Well, as any ordinary child would do, Xander thought up a plan to try to infiltrate the mysterious door that was just so pleasing to his eyes. He thought very long and very hard until he came upon a solution. As any ordinary teenager would, Xander sprinted majestically to the mysterious iron door, bolting faster and faster without his father knowing where he had left to go. The only goal was for Xander to make it to the door, yet not knowing it may be locked since it's the only facility door which has high security. Like, come on, it's common sense. Never mind. Before being pulled away by a strong, sturdy, commonly placed no-face individual, I swear, who aggressively holds Xander by his wrist, gripping his hand until blue and purple. Xander, not knowing what to do and helpless, struggles to break free. Well, this was the beginning of a furious feud between Xander's father and this also clever 100% original bad guy. Well, during the argument, Xander's again attracted to the door like a puppy is with his favorite toy, but this time hearing strange sounds coming from the inside. Wonder what that could be. Once again, Xander races for the iron-sealed door, which so happens to be coincidentally cracked open by no means obviously, and enters the room in complete astonishment. These things in prison-like cells hooked up to beds and posts and chairs, all wanting nothing but help. Nothing out of this world could even explain these creatures, and all Xander could do was drop his randomly placed ice cream cone and his pizza, because ice cream goes with pizza. Everything turns black. Then a huge flash of light erupts through the entire upper facility, going up in flames in an instant. An inferno rages upon Tech Corp, and Xander's father is nowhere to be seen. Xander wakes up trying to stand, using a corner of the room, weakened by the explosion, and in extreme pain. Then the same mysterious shadow-like figure, the bad guy, if you didn't quite get that the first part. He injects Xander with an altered type of serum. This is the bad guy. We pass 2 months later. Xander wakes up from a so-called coma, but the odd thing about it all is how the doctor explains to Xander how in only a matter of a day he was brought in, all torn muscle tissues, burns, and broken bones were healed, redesigned, and reinforced. Everything is completely fine. So Xander's mother, who is the #1 supporter and #1 female in his entire life, for now, brings him home after a long period of doctorly orders. Xander immediately finds his bed, leaps in, and falls into a deep and soothing sleep. Snooze. End scene. I just need to stop. Nothing more than a pleasant and peaceful sleep than the obnoxious sounds of a school alarm clock. Well, you know what happens next. Xander completely annihilates his alarm clock in the smithereens by a simple motion of his fist. As any teenage boy would react, he quickly got up out of his bed. Kinda. No, not out of his bed, but like lifted his back up and did the typical like, whoa, look at my fist! I have superpowers! I have a giant muscular saggy chest! And to his amazement, Xander fully absorbed his newly found identity. Well, so far. Realizing his newly defined muscles, Xander was ecstatic. He finally had muscles. He obviously looked a lot more energized and looked like a flippin' superhero. Like, what more can you want? Long story short, Xander continues to stay to prison. I mean school. I mean school. And actually, Xander likes school a lot, shockingly. School has been a type of getaway place for Xander to really reveal himself and be comfortable, even if it's a disgusting zoo of a school. Well, pretty much it's an ordinary day. He opens his locker, grabs his math textbook with a big smile across his face, because, you know, like any high schooler would do, obviously, and slowly walks away into the sunset. But is interrupted by a call for help, and one of his new abilities finally reacts. His senses, but not his typical senses, as you'll see in part... You'll see. Alright. I'm gonna cut you off there. I hope you enjoy the first part of Xander Evans' life. So to be continued. Thank you so much for watching. So cue the...